Hey everybody, it's Dave Juno, the Meniere's Disease Warrior. How are you today? I'm doing okay. Um, Meniere's has been playing with me all day, and but that's okay, because it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. It's kind of like I was telling my wife this morning. I always wonder, you know, why this is happening, and it's just a matter of it is what it is. I can't change it. I don't know the reason. I can only move forward and make my life better. And on the way, try to make other people's lives better or happier or whatever. So, which brings me to the point of the video. I had recently seen a post um, last night, that said, sometimes I blame myself for this. I don't know if could have lived healthier. I could have done this. I could have done that. Okay, here's the thing. Don't blame yourself for having this. There are so many reasons why it could happen, and a lot of them mostly are theories. You autoimmune, hereditary, and they just don't know. There are cases out there. They say getting hit in the head could do it. Loud music could do it. I mean, loud noises, things like that. But there's really no way of people knowing exactly why Meniere's disease happens. Some people think it's a virus. I mean, there's a big theory about it being viral. So, there's so many things that it could possibly be. But whatever it was that happened in the past, happened in the past. You can't change the past. You can only live in the here and now and move forward into the future. Okay? It's like, let's say, I get slapped, right? 10 years ago. I can't change what happened 10 years ago. But I can move forward and learn from that. So basically, what I'm really trying to say is move forward. Stop worrying about why it happened and figure out what you're going to do and what you can do that you can live a functional life. Okay? Because worrying about the past, what does that do? Brings out anxiety, brings out stress, and the biggest trigger is that we all have stress. Most of us have stress as a trigger. So if you're worrying about what's going on, what happened 30 years ago that could have caused what's going on today, it's not helping you. Okay? Look at try to look at life a little differently now. Yeah, we have to live lives differently. And I'm one of the biggest cases. Because at times this can be a very debilitating disease. Okay? And it is. But I have to live my life differently. I can't do everything I want to do. Right now it's January. I would like to take a trip to South Carolina and do some freshwater fishing, or North Carolina and do some freshwater fishing. I'd like to go to the Tennessee River in Alabama to do some fishing. But I can't. Okay? I can't right now. I mean, I'm sure I could fly to Hartfield in Georgia and then drive over to Alabama. It's not that far of a ride, but at this point I can't, because I'm kind of in a flare, and I'm not going to make a plan for something like that if I'm in a flare. Even though being in the South actually is better for me, it helps me better. I last time I was down there, I didn't even have an attack. I was down in Georgia, I didn't have an attack. So, but for right now, I can't. Now, 8 years ago, yeah, sure, I could have hopped in my car. I'm out of here. Drove to North Carolina, go fishing for a couple of days, come back. No problem. Can't do it now. Can't do it. I can't even do that now around here sometimes. There's a lake down the street from my house that I go fish at. And yeah, a lot of times in the summer, because summer is like one of my good months, my good seasons that I don't have the attacks as often. yeah, I do a lot of fishing, but once fall came, it was like if I went once a week, I was lucky, and then I think November 1st was the last time I went. Whereas in other years past, before I had Meniers, heck, one year I was fishing till the middle of December. But I couldn't do that now, even though there was warm days. I couldn't do that now because of the transition. It caused me to be in a flare for most of December, and so yeah, you just have to live life and differently. And okay, well, I can't fish now, but 4 or 5 months, I'll be able to. Look forward to that. I'm already planning that. I mean, my daughter got me some new fish and stuff for Christmas. Ordered a new rod and all that stuff. So now I just prepare for April, end of March or April, and go from there. Whereas in the past, it would be, I as long as there wasn't ice on the water, I would still be fishing. I'd be going fishing in February. So, I mean, even though I wouldn't catch much or catch anything at all, I still got outside and did something. So it's just a matter of you got to change your life. You got to understand what you can do now. You got to figure out how to live that life, how to live a better life than what you're doing now by sitting around thinking about, what you did in the past. What I did in the past is in the past. I can't change it. You can't change it either. So don't try to change it. Don't try to think of why this is happening. Think about how you can make it better. Am I right? Because remember, it's not your fault that you have this. It isn't. I don't care what anybody says. It's not your fault. Just another story from when I was working. There was a guy who was having a problem with the machine, a copier. He asked me to come out and take a look at it. Okay. It was 2:30 on a Friday afternoon. And as soon as I got there, I knew exactly what it was because that's when I could hear. And I said, Ron, that motor's bad. Just replace the motor. Do you have that motor? He goes, yeah, just replace it. It's bad. Well, I don't think so. And he's doing this and that. And I'm like, Ron, I'm telling you, it's the motor. I've seen it 100 times. Just change the motor. I sat there till 5:30 with him as he was trying to figure out now why the motor went bad. Well, the motor went bad because it's, machine has 20 million copies on it. Excuse me, I still have this cough. So, I actually had one in my bag because I brought it in with me. And when he turned around to go to the bathroom, I popped the motor in and I went. It only took 2 minutes to pop it in. Popped the motor in. Look, no more noise. And he went, oh, what fixed it? The motor. I put one in. I had one in my bag. And I walked out. Because at this point it was like 6:30 on a Friday night. And traffic in Boston sucks. But instead of him listening to somebody who has experience on this, knew exactly what the problem was, he decided he was going to try to intricately figure this problem out. He would have been there for 3 days. And I would have got in there at 2:30 and been out of there by 3 if I went to do the call by myself. So the thing is that, as I explained to him years ago, if you know the problem, fix it. Never mind why it happened. Doesn't matter why it happened. What matters is it happens. It happened. And replace it. Yeah, but it could break again. And then you go and look and see what the problem is. Not that. Okay? These type of motors, electric motors, they don't die from voltage overload or anything like that. They die from spinning. There's magnets in them, and the magnets lose their charge after a while. So he said that was a great lesson that he learned from me was, don't worry about what happened in the past. Because that's in the past. The motor's not working. That's what happened in the past. Now we're here. It's the future. Let's take care of the future and get it going again, functioning. And it helped him a lot in his career. That he retired probably shortly after I did. So, on that note, guys, it's not your fault why you have this disease. But don't worry about how it happened. Worry about how you can move forward and live your life and help others as well. On that note, I will talk to you all soon. Have a great day. Better days are coming. Take care.